Aladdin is Disney's latest live-action remake, and it's a retelling of the story of Aladdin, which I'm pretty sure you know the story of Aladdin by now. The street rat on the streets of Agrabah, Princess Jasmine, Genie in the Lamp, Magic Carpet, Jafar, Whole New World. It's Aladdin. I watched the original Aladdin for the very first time the other day. I really enjoyed it, but even before seeing that, I was still looking forward to this film because I've just been a fan of Disney's latest live-action remakes. Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Peach Dragon. Wasn't so big on Dumbo. That was the only one that I haven't really liked all that much, but walking out of Aladdin earlier today, I had a big smile on my face. I had a really good time with it. I thought everybody did a pretty good job in the film. Mina Massoud as Aladdin, I'm sorry if I've butchered that name. I thought it was quite good. He was charismatic, he was funny, he was likeable. Is Mina Massoud a newcomer? Has he been in a film before? I don't know, but if he's a newcomer, great introduction. This guy's gonna get more work after this, I'm sure of it. Naomi Scott was really good as Prince Jasmine. She was really likeable, and you can tell why Aladdin is smitten with her, because not only is she very beautiful, but she's just a really likeable person. And you also care about her because, like in the original film, she's really confined to the castle. She feels really locked away and she wants to go out and explore and make her own choices. And even though you can't necessarily root for the characters because you saw the original film and you know what's going to happen, the film still earns the emotions. You still care about Princess Jasmine, you care about Aladdin, you want them to get together, you want them to go off and explore whole new worlds together. And that's because the chemistry between Aladdin and Jasmine is really good. Every time they're on screen, they just fit together so well. They have a great dynamic, great dialogue between the two of them. They reminded me of the Jack-Rose dynamic from Titanic, where it's two people from two separate classes who aren't supposed to be together, but they're kind of meant to be together. That sounded really cheesy, but it's true. I really like the chemistry between them in this film. But let's get to the biggest question mark for a lot of people. Will Smith as the Genie. I personally really enjoyed his version of Genie. It's not like Robin Williams in just generally, it's not like Robin Williams, but it captures the spirit of Robin Williams' Genie. He's really charismatic, he's fast paced, he's energetic. The second he comes into the film, he just adds so much more energy and momentum to it. Not that there wasn't energy and momentum before, but he just brings even more to it. And Will Smith does a great job. He's really charismatic, really funny. Every time he's on screen, he just owns the screen. And the dynamic between him and Aladdin, once again, was really great. I like the friendship. I like the dynamic between them as Master and Genie. The whole wish thing. It was really great. I thought it did a really good job. And that's a compliment I can give to this film as a whole. It recaptures the spirit of the original film without feeling like just a blatant, lazy copy of it. It still feels like its own thing, even though it is a remake, and it's got the same story, the same characters. And like Beauty and the Beast, it adds a little bit more depth and a few more layers to it when compared to the original film. And that's the thing with these Disney live-action remakes. If they can recapture the feeling and the spirit of the original films, but add to them and make them feel like their own things, then I'm all for them. And if the films themselves are just good, then you really can't go wrong, can you? And in Aladdin's case, you have an animated version and a live-action version. And depending on what I'm in the mood for, I've got two really good versions of the Aladdin story to choose from now. And you can't lose on that. And also, like Beauty and the Beast, I was really impressed with the production quality of this film. The costumes, the sets, it was all really extravagant, really vibrant, really colourful. And the musical numbers, I adored some of them. Like the Whole New World one, I was swept up in the Whole New World sequence. It just gave me that feeling of Disney magic and adventure. The Never Had a Friend Like Me musical sequence with the Genie and the cave and Aladdin, that was a lot of fun. Those were the two standouts for me. All the other ones were good, some good singing, but those were the two standouts. I really enjoyed those sequences. There are some parts that I do think work better in the animation, like the Prince Ali sequence, for instance. I really enjoyed the one in this film. It was really entertaining, really fun, and again, really extravagant with the costumes and the sets. But I just felt the one in the animation was better. And it being an animation, it allows for a bit more vibrance and a bit more energy, especially with the Genie when he's like zapping around and changing into different forms, going along with the song. There are some sequences that do work better in the animation compared to live action because of the whole animation versus live action restrictions, but it's not really a negative, it's just something that's worth addressing. Let's talk about Jafar in this film, because I've seen some people express concern with Jafar. Even me watching the trailer, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about Jafar. But I actually kind of appreciated what they were trying to do with Jafar in this film, because for his character and what he's trying to do, scheming behind the Sultan's back and manipulating him, they portray him as a bit more of a weasel in this film. I'm going to take over the Sultan's position. And I felt like that worked because somebody like that would be a bit more of a weasel, and it made him a lot more unlikable, but in the way a villain is supposed to be unlikable. It made you hate him even more, so towards the end where he's starting to get the upper hand a little bit, you're like, oh, you weaselly little bastard, I can't stand you. And some people won't like the Jafar portrayal. I've seen some people say they don't like it, but I appreciated it. But if you're looking for the more charismatic, mustache-twirling, memorable Jafar from the original film, you're not going to get it. So I'll just leave that for you to decide when you do see the film. Overall, guys, I had a really good time with Aladdin. It recaptures the spirit of the original film, it recaptures the magic of the story, but it puts a bit of a different spin on some things, adds a little bit more depth, a few more layers, and presents it as its own good version of Aladdin without feeling like a lazy rehash. At least to me, it didn't feel like a lazy rehash. I'm not sure how hardcore nostalgic Aladdin fans are going to view this film, but as somebody who's not a hardcore nostalgic Aladdin fan, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. In terms of just pure entertainment, this is one of my favourite live-action Disney remakes so far. It's up there at least. I'm going to give Aladdin a 4 out of 5. So the obvious question is, what did you guys think of Aladdin, and how does it compare to the original animation for you? Whatever your thoughts are, tell me down there. And if you want to know my thoughts on some other stuff, click on one of these in a second, and I'll see you all next time.